Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Tim's Takeaways. What an amazing week it was for our area athletes and teams, especially this weekend. I want to start off by congratulating our newest team state champions, the Hoggard softball team and the Cape Fear Academy boys tennis team. Luckily, I was able to get out to Cape Fear Academy to cover that tennis match, and it was so exciting. I mean, hundreds of fans out there. One of the most electric atmospheres I've ever seen for high school tennis, so that was really cool to see. The Hurricanes definitely fed off that energy, taking two of the three doubles matches to build a 2-1 lead going into singles play. And then things looked a little bleak for about the first 20-25 minutes of singles play, as Forsyth Country Day had won four of the six first sets on the singles courts. Cape Fear Academy, of course, needed three singles wins since they had already gotten the two doubles wins to get to the magic number of five. Well, luckily, Ben Kane and J.R. Johnston were able to rally from losing the first set, and both came back and won in tiebreakers, and really just set off a crazy, emotional victory celebration for Cape Fear Academy. It was really cool to see, and it was really cool to be a part of. So I want to congratulate coaches John Ingham and Alan Donald for their success, and the Hurricanes for claiming that state title. Unfortunately, that meant I was not able to get up to Hoggard softball, but did tune in to all of Game 1 and all of Game 3 and quite a bit of Game 2. And Hoggard softball, I've been saying it all year long. They're the best softball team I've covered in my 18 years of doing this, and I think they proved that they are, in fact, the best softball team from Wilmington in the last at least 18 years with the state championship. Special shout out to Isis Tresvik, one of the greatest female athletes I've ever had the privilege of covering. She ended her career on a high note, and as great of an athlete as she is, just an even better young lady. Really enjoyed getting to know her and all the ladies on the Hoggard softball team. It's a special group, and I was able to get out to a lot of their games this year and form some connections with those players, and so that always makes it a little more special. So just want to congratulate them, and obviously longtime coaches Jack Raspberry and Colleen St. Ledger. If you didn't get a chance to go in and read my story on both of those teams winning state championships, you can go on to Coastal Preps and do that. They're free to read. Anytime we have teams or individuals win state championships, I leave that content up free because that's something that needs to be celebrated, and I want as many people to be able to read and celebrate with those athletes and coaches as possible. Earlier in the week, we had the Golf State Championships, and Grace Holcomb, who I've talked about quite a bit on Tim's Takeaways here, had another excellent showing. She shot a 1 under par and finished second in the state in the 4A division. It was her third consecutive round under par. I'm not a golfer, don't try to be, but I know how hard that is. I have played a couple times and it doesn't go well, so I understand how frustrating it can be, and how difficult it is to get that little ball into the hole. And Grace made it look real easy out there. So congratulations to Grace, another player that I was able to get to really know over the last 4 years and build a great relationship with. And just really looking forward to seeing what the future holds, because she has taken her game to the next level. I remember as a freshman, she was a really good player, but shooting in the mid to high 80s, maybe even low 90s sometimes, and really just put in the hard work and got to a place where she was shooting at or under par almost every round this year as a senior. So I know she's going to do big things at UNC Greensboro, and like Isis, one of the best female athletes I think I've gotten to cover. I mean, I think she's the best female golfer we've had here in Wilmington in a while. So congratulations, Grace, and wishing you all the best in your future. Um, I, Again, I haven't been able to get out to a whole lot of baseball and wrestling matches. just because we had so many playoff teams making deep runs. But now that those seasons are over, I'll be able to get back out to some of those events. The Mid-Eastern Conference Baseball League, super balanced, except for the top two teams. They've kind of pulled away now. Ashley at 6-0 and South Brunswick at 5-0 have gotten a nice little cushion on the rest of the league. And those two teams have not played yet, so looking forward to those two matchups here in the next couple weeks. But Ashley's doing it with a very veteran group, a lot of talented seniors, and then they've also gotten some great pitching from some players that maybe we didn't have on our radar coming into the season. Tanner Collins has done a great job. Drew Tyndall threw a complete game a couple weeks ago. Barrett Swales has thrown some quality innings for the Screaming Eagles. So, a very veteran group. We knew they'd be able to score runs. I think the question mark for them coming into the season was pitching, and so far it's been really good, and that's why they're off to a 6-0 start. South Brunswick's doing it a little differently. They've got some really young players, and their stars are producing. Walker Jenkins, Cameron Burgess, Aubrey Smith, Roman Dilgard, those couple guys have really kind of carried the team. Cam Burgess had 2 homers the other night in a win over West Brunswick. Walker Jenkins has just been everything that we've expected him to be this year. And I am excited to announce that I will get my first chance to see the Cougars live in person on Tuesday. I'm going to head over to North Brunswick where they're taking on South Brunswick. And speaking of North Brunswick baseball, just want to give a shout out to my good friend Dustin Medlin, the head coach over there. What a job he's doing. They're 3-3 and tied with New Hanover for second in the Mid-Eastern Conference right now, despite starting 5 freshmen. He's basically putting a JV team out on the field and competing with some really good varsity teams. They've lost to Ashley by 1 and South Brunswick by 1, or they could easily be 5-1 in the conference. Just think about that for a second. You got 5 freshmen out there that have never played varsity baseball, and you are this close to being 5-1 in a really good baseball league. So just wanted to say congratulations to Coach Medlin on a great start, and we'll see if his young group can keep it going. Sometimes these younger teams, I know especially in like college, get off to really good starts, and then maybe it catches up a little bit to them. Hope that doesn't happen with the Scorpions, but we'll see how things progress here. But already off to a better start than I think most people thought they would be. On the wrestling side, Laney picked up another great win. I was out there Friday night at Ashley. Between 2 of the better Mid-Eastern Conference teams and Laney, their lineup is just too deep. Nobody's going to be able to challenge them. I feel very confident in saying that they'll go 14-0 in the Mid-Eastern Conference this year. Other teams just have too many holes and are giving up too many forfeits. I went back and looked and posted on Twitter last week, if you didn't get a chance to see it, about the forfeits in this area and how concerning it is. I think up until Friday's matches, 40% of the bouts that were scheduled to be wrestled in conference meets had been forfeited. We're averaging about 6 or 7 forfeits at each meet, and that's just entirely too many. I hate it for the kids who are putting in the hard work. I know some teams have issues with small roster sizes, and that's the reason they have to forfeit. But it looks like some teams have full rosters, but they're still just deciding to forfeit to other teams. So I don't quite understand that. I feel like if you've got enough kids, go ahead and send them out there. I don't know if they're trying to skirt around kids losing and trying to get better regional seeds or what it is, but I just want to see kids wrestle. So, I'm hoping as we get towards the second half of the season that there will be less forfeits, because it's really difficult for me to go out and cover a match when I know there's going to be 7 forfeits, and the other 7 matches might not make it out of the first period, and I'm there for 25 minutes. If I want to go to a match, I want to be able to get photos of all the kids and cover it and be able to spend an hour or so there doing that. So that's kind of my thoughts on wrestling. Just wanted to let you know, now that we've got a bunch of seasons finished, we'll have a lot of all-coastal preps teams coming out within the next couple weeks. I need to finalize them and get out and take some Player of the Year photos, but I know off the top of my head, boys golf, girls lacrosse, boys lacrosse, girls soccer, those will all be coming out. here in the next couple weeks. So going to be a busy time, and something new that I'm going to be introducing. This is the first time I am sharing this information. I'll also be putting it out on my social media sites, but one thing I've learned throughout this year is that while it's great that I'm trying to get out and cover as much stuff as I can't do this alone. And it's not easy for me to ask for help, but that's what I'm going to do. So starting in the summer, probably in July, mid to late July, I'm going to start offering some internships to local high school students. Anybody that's interested in journalism, I want to take under my wing and kind of show them what I do and potentially get some help in going out and covering some of these games, high school and middle school games. It's just become too difficult for me, and it's taking up a little too much time for me to try to cover everything by myself. And so that's why I want to try to train up some high school students that are interested in journalism, because I was once that person. I started my journalism career when I was 16 years old, and have now been doing it for going on 20 years. So if there's high school students that you know that are interested, please tell them to be on the lookout. I'll have more information. Like I said, coming in July, I'll have applications and forms for students to fill out, and then they'll get a trial run with me and see how it works. And those that are able to meet the expectations that I have will continue on, and it'll be a great thing to put on your college resume, and I'll be happy to write those students letters of recommendation and do whatever I can to help them. So that's an exciting thing that I've got coming up, and looking forward to working with some outstanding students. All right, well, that's all for this week. Like I said, we've got baseball, wrestling, track and field, girls tennis all going on. So got another busy week ahead of me, and look forward to talking to you guys again next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.